If you read the title, you already know, but shade bonuses are back in PvP. This is a big surprise because I remember back in like year 4, the developers decided to remove expertise and shade level bonuses from PvP to make conflict PvP a more accessible game mode for all players, no matter what the level. However, within the last few updates, we have seen some surprise changes to PvP. More notably, the switch of kills to assists in conflict PvP, to where now, if you down a player, it will not give you the kill unless you have the absolute last bullet on that player that's downed. So essentially, people can now just wait until a player is down, get the last bullet, and they can get the kill without doing anything. And that's really rocked the PvP community, wondering why that was changed. Well, I have also noticed that all of your shade bonuses are back in conflict PvP as well. So now the only thing removed from the normalized game, or the normal game for everyone, PvE, the Dark Zone, etc., to conflict PvP, the only difference is now is they removed expertise. So now your shade bonuses do matter in conflict PvP. I'll show you and explain it in this video. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But what do I mean by this? What does all this mean, Basil? Okay, so if you go to your shade bonuses, and every time I do a build video, I go to my watch, because these boxes actually matter for your build. You can see here, if I go into it, we have weapon damage, we have headshot damage, crit chance. Down here in the utility, skill duration, skill haste, skill repair, and skill damage. Over here in the handling, you get accuracy, reload speed, ammo capacity, and stability. And finally, you get armor, total health, explosive resistance, and hazard protection. So these are all the bonuses you get from your watch. And that's why during my build videos, I say if you are at or above shade level 1000, all these boxes will be maxed out 50 of 50, and then you can copy and paste my build and get the exact same numbers and results. And I mean it, because then your boxes will be maxed out. Now, the thing the developers decided to do is remove these bonuses from conflict PvP, as well as your expertise. So, for example, my expertise is at 28. I am fully maxed out, 418 out of 418. Now, what this means is I can fully max out my weapons. For example, here's my capacitor, fully maxed out, 28 expertise. Now, in conflict PvP, they would remove that as well. So, essentially, I would lose 28% weapon damage from that, as well as all of my watch bonuses, which is another 10% weapon damage there. Not only that, but I would also lose 10% crit chance, 20% crit damage, and 20% headshot. So all of these numbers would lower going into conflict PvP. And that's why I love playing conflict PvP in all my build videos. That way I can show you what it's like in the open world, PvE, and then I'd show you what it's like in conflict where all of the numbers are removed and you get to see it all bare bones. You see what I mean? Now, the other thing to note here is this is where you would get your hazard, right? So 10% hazard, 10% explosive resistance. And that's why during my build videos as well, I stop here on the defensive tab and I say, 10% explosive and hazard, and that's due to my watch level. Now, this is supposed to be removed during conflict PvP. That way, everyone has a fighting chance, and you could just be level 40 and just jump in there, and as long as you have the same build I have, we would have the same chances, right? However, that has been changed. So let me show you what I mean, okay? So I'll show you in all parts of the game the exact same build. Now, I'm not trying to fight anybody. I'm not trying to do anything. This is all for experimental purposes, just to show you what I'm getting at here. Because I could easily just go into conflict and show you, but I want to make sure that you see all the numbers in all the parts of the game. So here's my capacitor, 50, 159, and here's my Dark Winter, 60 and 164. If I go down to my hazard, I'm at 20 hazard and 10% explosive resistance, and you can see on the right side of your screen that that's from my Keener's watch, right? Okay. So first stop, it's going to be the Dark Zone. Because in the Dark Zone, they do not take anything away. It's supposed to be, the Dark Zone, right? So this should be the exact same numbers that I just showed you in the targeting range.
Access.
Agent, priority
All right.
objective available.
And here we are in the Dark Zone. And now you can see the blue tint that is over my weapons and build. And that's because now I'm in PvP, right? So what that did is absolutely nothing to my stats. So I'm still at 50, 159, 60, 164, and then what is it, 10 and 20? Yep, 10% explosive resistance and 20% hazard. So everything transfers over to the Dark Zone, bada bing, bada boom, exactly how it's advertised. So now let's go into conflict. Because what conflict PvP is supposed to do is it's supposed to remove the expertise and the shade bonuses. And let's see what it does. All right, conflict PvP, quick play. Look at that. Went right into a game. Perfect. Now, again, this is just for experimental purposes, so let's see what the numbers are. Oh, it's going to put us in a lobby first. All right. Maybe I'll end up playing this game afterwards. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to go into skirmish. It really doesn't matter. So the whole point of this is to show you what the stats are in conflict PvP. Because if I go to someone else's stats, you see there's a blue tint over their build. That's because it's symbolizing that we're in PvP, right? So let me show you exactly what the numbers are once everything is said and done. Now, this is obviously, I'm guessing, another surprise change to PvP that I'm sure they will address in a future update. But I'm making this video to let everybody know what's going on. That way, if you are new or returning to the game and you're jumping into conflict, you know exactly what to look out for. Or you know exactly what to do before you go into conflict, which I guess essentially is going to have to be shade level 1000. Because if they keep the shade bonuses in here, that means you're going to be at a disadvantage unless you're at least shade level 1000, because then everyone else is going to get those bonuses. All right, here we go. Good looking team. Let me just show you the bonuses. Come on, put me in, coach. I'm ready. Oh, and by the way, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Come on. Support the channel by subscribing. Oop. Skirminish. And I would typically say run, but I'm not going to run. I'm going to show you my numbers. So you can see there's the blue tint on my build. Go over here to my numbers. It lowered the weapon damage a little bit. But look, 50, 159, 60, 164, and I'm at 10 and 20. So I still get all of my shade bonuses in here, even though it says shade level 0. You see that, right? So it's supposed to remove it. And you can see all of my expertise is gone from PvP. However, I am still getting those bonuses, in PvP. Crazy, huh? And by the way, the weapon damage never actually looks like what it should, right? It's weird. I think they should redo the entire normalized stats system, because a lot of it does not make sense. And it doesn't translate from PvE to PvP. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and start jumping into this game, but I hope you have a good one. Hit that like, subscribe. You know the whole YouTube spiel. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out. Let's go. Run! Oh, and by the way, check me out on Twitch. I'm probably live streaming right now.